Chapter 2. That'll be all for today, my pupils. Creo concludes the lecture. Thank you, Master Creo. Guardian candidates chimed in together. Creo watched as they filed out of his lecture hall and smiled. They were all very fine young dragons. The candidates all did exceptionally well in practicing their combat maneuvers, and deep down he wished he could teach young dragons until the end of time. We should hurry, Seth suggested. I'm sure Master Spyro is waiting for us. Seth was a candidate who would be taking Fortune's place. She wasn't very shy and always eager to learn new things and make new friends with those around her. She was what Spyro soon considered a half-charged Fortier. She was energetic without the constant babbling. Then let's hurry. Truman took the deal with the other candidates close behind him. The group of dragons flew towards the upper towers for the next training exercise for the day. When they landed, they found Spyro waiting for them with sparks. Good morning, Master Spyro, Seth bowed slightly. She was just a couple inches shorter than the purple dragon himself, but she viewed him as a much higher standard. She still could admire Spyro, but was very good at hiding it. Unlike Amber, she wasn't going to fight with Cinna for him. She never really thought that she could truly fall for her teacher. Master? Spikes raised a brow at his brother. You go from hero boy to master in the time I'm gone. I'm afraid that's what you'll turn into next. Spyro blushed. You know, you don't need to refer to me as master, right? I'm not a guardian or anything like that. No, Sarah shook her head. But you have mastered all the elements. You're like 4 guardians in one. She smiled playfully. Spyro just laughed, a little bit embarrassed. He was still feeling a little awkward about teaching dragons that were close to his age, but they all respected him and took his lessons to heart. Sorry we're late, Guy apologized. Master Creo went on a little bit of a tangent again. It's alright. Spyro raised a paw dismissively. I know how he is. I'd be more surprised if he didn't, Sparks muttered. So who's this? Truman asked, stepping forward and eyeing Sparks. I think the real question is, who are you, buddy? Sparks pointed a punishing finger and the other dragon pulled back slightly. I'm Tremor, he said proudly, and this is my twin sister Gaia. We're the Earth Guardian candidates. Oh, wow. Sparks nodded in sarcastic interest. That's absolutely fascinating. See, I'm the great and mighty Sparks. You know, God of the Alawa tribe, savior of the Manweir Smalls, and best of the here's Spyro here. He gave his brother a friendly jab on the shoulder. Spyro just laughed. He's my brother. The candidates all turned and gave him confused looks. We grew up together. He was born the same day I hatched from my egg. Spyro explained, reading their expressions. Yeah, Spyro spent a good part of his life thinking that he was a dragonfly. They got left in the candidates. Anyways, it's a long story. Spyro interrupted. We have training to do right now. Yeah, you guys, let's try and keep on task. We can listen to Spyro's life story after. Candace piped up. Candace, like Stella, was the only candidate for her element, Ice. She made quick friends with the other female dragons, along with Spyro and Flame as well. She knew the value of knowledge and was Fortune and Creo's favorite student. Truman noticed this early on and would call her out on it. Ever since, the two dragons were always bickering back and forth. Kiss ass. Truman going under his breath. Candace shot him a glare. He hadn't said anything so far, but now he was on the attack. Spyro suddenly shook his head. The Guardians noticed the rivalry and as the judge of Spyro put it to his head, see how strong the rivalry was. The Pearl Dragon was not looking forward to it. Alright, you two, calm down. You two are going to be up first. The dragons stared at Spyro in shock. Then at each other. Then to Spyro again. They both wanted to protest, but they knew better than to question the instructor. Spark watched the two dragons glare at each other as they stepped into the ring. I think I came on a good day, he chuckled to himself. The point of today's drill is to work with your teammate, Spyro started. Teammates? Kenneth and Tremor gasped. Neither had worked together on the same team before. Nor had they wanted to. You two will be combining your powers to take down a strong opponent. Great. Tremor rolled his eyes. Just try not to slow me down. Kenneth spat at the other dragon. Don't worry about me, Frosty. Tremor glared back at her. If you just fly circus around the enemy, they're not gonna just kill over that. You will actually have to attack them at some point. It's called strategy, brain. Kenneth narrowed eyes at him. She was very talented in Creo's aerial maneuvers and Tremor despised her for it. Maybe you should knock the rocks out of your head and try it sometime. As the two dragons curled back and forth, Sparks leaned in towards Spyro. Please tell me you're going to surprise them. Spyro sighed. I guess I have to. He hated to do that to his friends, but this was training. Ignites on the other guardian's hand had been easy on him, so he needed to be just as firm with the candidates. Spyro closed his eyes. What should I have them face? He thought to himself. After a brief moment, he opened his eyes. Tremor and candidates were so busy arguing they didn't notice the ogre suddenly appear in the middle of the training circle. The alchemy beast's eyes flashed red as he reared up his shortened hind legs. Candace drum's head snapped back around, some monster bellow and pounded his chest. Shit! They shouted and dove to opposite sides as the ogre suddenly massed a fist in the air. Or floor. Whoa, Spyro? Spark opened over sleep. It had been over years since he had been one of those creatures. Or seen one of those creatures. Don't you think that's a little much? I guess we'll find out. Spyro sighed. Back in the ring, the ogre was swinging wildly at two dragons. Trimmer rode in close and summoned his club tail to his knee. The ogre howled at his knee as his knee buckled. Candace was already airborne and took the chance to fire blast of ice. The ogre held his hand up and blocked the attack. Go for his weak points, Trimmer shouted and rode away from another punch. You go for his weak points, Candace snapped back. I'll keep it distracted. She duffed under her swipe and blasted the ogre in the face, forming a cast of ice over the beast's head. The ogre stumbled backwards, tripping over itself. Trimmer's eyes grew wide as the ogre's massive bow fell towards him. At the last second, he swung his tail and knocked the ogre across the room. Still and Spike's eyes both widened. That guy sure is a tough one. Spike wondered Spike, who simply nodded. Will you watch what you're doing? Trimmer shot angrily at the ice dragoness. You almost got me flattened. Well, excuse me. Candace frowned. If you would just take to the air like we dragons are supposed to, then you wouldn't have to worry about getting smushed. Trimmer growled. I'm an earth dragon. The earth is on the ground, not in the air where your head seems to float about. Excuse me? Candace's head and frost jetted from between her clenched teeth. Training with Spyro gives us a chance to apply what we've learned from massive frontier and massacring an active environment. I've been doing just that. For you've been sticking to your own style this whole time. I haven't seen you lift off the ground once, in a fight. Should we do something? So was the Spyro. No sooner had she spoken than the ogre got to his feet. With an angry roar, it caught Tremor and Candace by surprise. It snatched Tremor up and hurled him into Candace. The two bodies slammed to the wall and crumbled to the floor in a heap of wings, tails, and legs. Both dragons groaned in pain as they struggled to get up. The ogre lumbered over and grabbed a dragon in each hand. He slammed his fist in the walls, trying to crush his prey. Tremor and Candace hollered as he struggled to break free. At last, Spyro stepped into the sparring ring. He leaped between the ogre's arms and drop-kicked it. The beast shot like a missile in the room of the training hall, or roof of the training hall. The same moment impact, Spyro sped a fireball up at it. The explosion rocked the tower, and the dragon shooted themselves from behind the wings with a dozen debris. When the cloud settled, Spyro stood before Tremor and Candace, who looked rather embarrassed at having to be rescued during a training exercise. Would either of you like to explain what just happened? He asked calmly. Both dragons looked at each other and leered. At last, Candace spoke. I know Tremor was able to attack on enemy's weak points, so I felt I should be the one to defer the enemy's attention, providing Tremor the chance to take him down. Well, that was awfully nice of you, honey. Tremor shook himself. You almost got me crushed in the process. Candace felt the blood rush to her face. Don't you honey me, you arrogant son of a bitch. Arrogant? Tremor reared back as if he had been struck. If you're not going to use your training properly, then the Guardians may as well give your sister the title. I put my training where it's necessary, so don't think for 1 second that I don't consider my training. If you really compare me to you, I'm 10 times the dragon you are. 10 times my tail, Candace snapped. I know hatchers who are more mature than you. Oh, is that how you want to pull it? Tremor took a step forward. Okay, that's enough. Spyro raised his voice, and the room instantly became silent. The point of the trail was to get you two to work together. You're not doing yourselves any favors by shouting to each other across the room. If the enemy can hear your plans, then you may as well give us a fight then. Both Candace hung their heads in shame. True teammates won't need to communicate verbally, Spyro continued. They read each other's movements in order to overcome any obstacle. You mean like you and Cinder? Cinder raised his head slightly. Spyro's cheeks flushed slightly and nodded. Yes, exactly like me and Cinder. But Spyro, she loves you, Candace protested. That's why you two work together so well together. She tried to turn a glare out the corner of his eye. Alright, I'm not in love with this jerk. I never will be. So we won't have the same type of connection two of you have. Even if it did take 1,000,000 years. For once, I agree. Tremor Curtis led with the dragoness. It wasn't always like that, you know. Spyro sighed. Class dismissed. Sally and Gaia looked hurt as their classmates walked back to them. The two looked at each other and nodded. Sally worked with Candace down one hall, and Gaia joined her brother as usual. Rough day with the kids, Spyro? Sparks sniggered. Not now, Sparks. He suddenly felt drained. I just hope those two can get over the luge warfare to become outstanding guardians. Meh, Sparks shrugged. What's the worst that could happen? Boy, you really laced into her that time, Tremor. Gaia said she walked beside her twin. Yeah, Trimmer nodded with a smirk. But I think she liked it. I simply cannot stand that jerk, Candace fumed Stella. I don't know why you let him get to you, Candace. Stella tried to keep from laughing too much. Trimmer and Candace's low relationship had always amused her. He's just trying to get under your scales. Well, it's working, Candace hissed out more frost. I just can't stand her, Trimmer continued. She's always agreeing with Spyro and the other Guardians. She's such a suck-up. Just because you like to agree with everything the Guardians say, doesn't mean it always makes sense to Trimmer, Stella shrugged. Maybe he's just trying to judge another opinion. Well, I can't stand when he does that, Candace tailed lashed the air angrily. Why can't you just take their word for it since they've been around longer and have more experience than him to begin with? Oh, come on, Trimmer. Guy nudged her brother slightly. Candace isn't that bad. I beg to differ, Trimmer huffed. No, really. Guy stepped in front of her twin, stopping him in his tracks. She can be a really sweet dragon if you just give her the time. Trimmer started to sit for a hard moment. What did you just say? I said she's a really sweet dragon. You just need to give her a chance. A smile spread across Trimmer's mouth. You know, sis, you may be right. Candace probably is really sweet. I should go tell her that right now, huh? Guy was a little surprised by his change of mood, but shrugged and smiled. No time like the present. Thanks, sis. I'll catch up to you later. He turned and ran back down the hall. Why couldn't Trent be more like his sister? She studies hard and does really well in every training and exercise. Stella shrugged. I think those two balance each other out just fine. How can you say that when Trent is such a jerk about at that moment Trent caught up to the two girls? Hey, Candy, he called down the hall. Candace froze and her eyes locked on Stella. The pale yellow dragon looked from Trent to her friend nervously. She could feel what was about to come. What? Did he just call me? I think he called you. Stella swallowed hard. Candy, baby, sweetheart. Trimmer hard with a big grin on his face. Gaia strolled down the halls. Despite missing her train, she was glad to be able to relax for the afternoon. She was lost in thought when something caught her eye. She turned and looked out across the city. After a couple minutes, she was about to turn back when she saw another glint in the afternoon sun. The dragon is getting close and noticed several tiny white objects falling to the ground below. Snow? The sun reflected off the surface of the snowflakes, making it a very pretty afternoon show. Guy climbed up the railing and leaped into the air. She lit to where she could clearly see the particles of ice, blowing away from the city tower. The entire hallway was surrounded in ice. And there's frozen stiff in the middle of it was Tremor. Or maybe not. Guy rolled her eyes. She sat down on the frozen railing. Her brother shared with a cunning grin. It was worth it. He tried to chuckle, but the chatter of his teeth made it barely audible. Guy just shook her head. You would think that being a twin sister would mean that I would have known better. Just get me out of here, Tremor pleaded. His sister sighed. I guess I don't have a choice. You won't learn your lesson either way. Nope.